Hi guys, it's your girl Sarah here, and today I'm going to be talking to you in this video. I'm going to be talking to you about how to homeschool and also make a living. I have been homeschooling my children for the past 3 years now. The eldest child that I homeschool is Johanna, and she's 10 years old. And then the second child that I homeschool, his name is Isaiah, and he's now 5. And then I have Stephen Elisha, who's now 3. I also have an 18-year-old who has now just finished college. We thank God. Because that journey in itself is a whole nother story. Yeah, so, and she's Grace, and she's our eldest, and she's absolutely amazing. She's brilliant. First thing I get asked all the time is, why did you decide to homeschool? So just a little bit of insight. We decided to homeschool. To be honest, it wasn't even my decision. To be honest, at first, you know, if my husband was on this, he would tell you, and he would let you know. At first, it wasn't my decision at all to homeschool the children. I was always kind of like, oh, why am I gonna do that? I need time for myself, this and that, la la la, and the list goes on and on and on. Well, however, as you are all experiencing now that the whole country is in lockdown and schools are all closed, everybody has to now, you know, homeschool their child. With the force of the hand. You know, I know a lot of you watching this, it's not your choice to be homeschooling right now. However, one of my prayers is that now you have actually had the experience of homeschooling for the past, what, I don't know, like 6 weeks now or so. You've kind of you've started to get the hang of things, and you've really began to see the improvement in your child. That's if you're homeschooling properly. Obviously, I know that a lot of people are not going to be doing it properly because it takes a while. It really does take a bit of getting used to. It's not something that you just get like that straight away unless you are a teacher. And I know that there are probably millions of teachers out there who are parents and are homeschooling, and you're sitting there and you're finally going, yes, I finally get to teach my child and not anyone else's. I'm sure that's really fun for you as well. And if you are a teacher and you are watching this, please leave your comments in the comment section and let me know how it's going for you and how you're feeling the fact that you are at home now and you're teaching just your children or just your child, and you're not teaching anyone else's child. How do you feel? Because, you know, I'd really love to get the teachers an insight into the whole quarantine thing, because, you know, teachers sacrifice a lot. They sacrifice 40 hours a week of their time to devote, you know, to teaching other people's children, and now they finally get to teach their own children full time. So I'd really love to see, you know, if you're a teacher, please drop your comments in the box below and let me know how it's going, and if you're excited to get back to work, or if you're kind of like, you know what, I'm thinking of changing careers to be at home with my children a bit more. So yeah, moving on. We started homeschooling about 3 years ago, which Johanna, she was in year 3, I believe. She was in year 3, yeah, because she should be in year 6 now, going into year 7 in September. There was a lot going on in her school that we just didn't like. I mean, we already pulled her out of religious studies just because of what, you know, they were teaching her in religious studies and the different activities that were getting them to participating. We really just didn't like it. So we withdrew her from that, and that all went through, and that was all accepted. And there was a lot of other things going on with other children and things like that. Don't get me wrong, she was a brilliant student. She was loved by her teachers and her peers, but just deep down inside, my husband just knew that he really didn't want any of the children in that environment anymore. I mean, Grace was transitioning at the time. I think she was in like year 9 or year 10 or so. I think, yeah, she was in year 10 when we started, and we even offered to ask her if she wanted to leave. She was just like, she's almost finished now, so, you know, what's the point? So she stayed in anyway. So yeah, So that's what I've been doing for the past 3 years. Just really, I mean, to be honest, like I said, it takes some time. I would say it took me about just over a year to really get the hang of things, you know, to really just, I mean, because there was frustrations. I'm like, oh, that's it, Mum, are you going back to school, blah 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 blah. But then obviously I have the support of my sister-in-laws, and so in my family, all my husband's side family, none of the children go to school. They're all homeschooled. And so I have the encouragement and the community from that aspect of things. So it's been great. But then again, obviously you do have to go out and find your own homeschooling communities. You have to find activities for the children to do, whether that's swimming, football, tennis, horse riding, you name it, they can do it. So yeah, that's that. So I'm gonna stop going on too much about my homeschooling thing, because to be honest, that needs to be a whole nother video, really going in and explaining why I decided to homeschool. However, just because of where we are as a country right now, I do believe it's something that I really should share, because I have a feeling that when this is all over, I don't think all those children who were actually in school, I don't think they're all going to be returning back to school. And if you like, say that's a prediction, but that's just what the Lord's put in my heart. I really feel like there's going to be a lot of children and a lot of parents who are actually going to realise, wait a minute, my child has actually learnt more, done more while being at home. Again, it does depend on the age. You know, a lot of times when they hit teenage age, you know, they kind of really feel like secondary school is something they should stay and be a part of. So it'd probably be more challenging to withdraw your child if they are in secondary school, if they're having no problems whatsoever. But however, if your child is still in primary school or is attending nursery, you probably, I know it's definitely something you're going to be thinking about. Okay, so like I was saying, this video really realistically is about me just sharing a few tips on how to homeschool and still make a living, because I think that's one of the major things that comes up all the time when we're discussing homeschool, or someone's asking me questions about homeschooling, or even just inquiring, well, how do you make money if you're going to be at home all the time? You know, it's like, how are you gonna get that money, honey? You know, again, obviously, you know, I thank God my husband works a full-time job and he's doing great, so you know that area is taken care of. But me personally, like I said, since I started homeschooling, I have been working. I was working part-time as a bus driver. I went down from 3 days a week to 2 days a week. Working, I had to explain to my manager that I needed an extra day to be at home with the children. My husband worked from home, and we also had our sister Catherine. She had the children once a week, and she did absolutely brilliant. Love her. She did so well. Took them places, cinema, museums, parks, you name it, she found it. She was the activity queen. You know, and it's always great when you've got someone on your side that can really engage with your children if you do have to leave them with someone. So that was such a blessing for us anyway. So the first thing that I would say to mums or dads who would like to stay at home and homeschool the children is work part-time, find a part-time job. If you do find a part-time job, you can work around the children, whether it's, you know, working in the evenings or doing night work. Obviously you can do night work full-time. That's the funniest thing. If you are able to find a nighttime job, you can do that full-time, and you can homeschool during the daytime. Obviously you have to balance it, because you are going to need to find good time to get good rest. Okay, and the second one is, so the first one was part-time, which was what I was doing. So I'm not telling you to do something that I haven't already done or that I wouldn't do. So that's the first one. The second one is what I'm currently doing at the moment, is self-employment. I've been a self-employed financial advisor for coming up to 2 years now, in October. So I've been blessed with that opportunity. And again, that's kind of that's a good way to go about, you know, if you can find a self-employed job that you're passionate about and you can work on and you can maintain, then that's always a good one. And again as well, ask, you know, family members and friends who are in particular job roles if they are, you know, if they do have vacancies in those areas as well. That's always a good one. If you know people who are self-employed financial advisors, or you know, in other areas that do self-employment, whether that's telemarketing or telesales or things like that, that's always a good way to earn extra money as well for your household. And number 3 would be using your creative gifts. Now, I know that there are so many mothers, and I'm saying mothers because most of the time it is mums who are at home homeschooling, and so again, I'm sure there are many creative fathers out there also, but again, using your creative gifts to make money. So whether that's your crafting skills, your baking skills, your decorating skills, it could be, you know, there are some mums out there who are really good plumbers and engineers and things like that. You could use your creative abilities to make extra money, whether that is speaking engagements as well. You know, if you're a good speaker, and you have an environment that gives you a platform for you to speak at events and things like that, people, you know, will pay for you to speak at their events and things like that. I mentioned already night work. Night work is always a good one because you get to spend most of the day with the children, you get to have time to rest, and then you also get to have time to work, and you can do that full-time or part-time. And then another one that I think is absolutely brilliant, which I don't think a lot of people do actually think about, is learning a new skill. Okay, we are in a day and age now where certain skills that were good back then aren't that useful now, you know, and there are so many platforms where if you've learned a new skill, you can promote your skill and get paid for it. Okay, so learning a new skill, that one is definitely another way to make money while homeschooling. Learn a new skill and then offer your services online. That's always a good one. And also as well, like many of us who are homeschooling have come from particular professions, whether that's administrative professions or managerial roles, planning. Can offer those services, you know, externally, and still be able to be at home and look after our children. So whether that's, you know, if you're a secretary, you can do that stuff, virtual assistant, you know, those roles, virtual assistant roles and things like that. There are places like Udemy where you can go and learn new skills and go and take courses, online courses, and then apply that to your day-to-day life and put yourself out there to, you know, to be paid for it. There's that as well. Writing ebooks has become very popular. You know, writing ebooks I think are absolutely great because that way you write these ebooks, you put them online, and you know, you promote them. And even if you're not promoting them as much as you want to, you know, if it's good titles and things like that, people will find it, and you know, people will purchase it. And it's something that you've done already, so you don't have to keep going back and doing it over and over again. It's done, it's written, it's signed off, you know, people just keep buying it. So writing ebooks is a good one. And I know there's so many people out there, so many women out there, so many men out there that have got things on their heart, that are passionate about certain things, that you can turn into an ebook. Okay, and then another one, if you don't have as many children as I do, I have 4, and so if you don't have as many children as I do, or even if you do have as many children but you have enough space in your home, you could always do childminding. Childminding is a great one. The amount of people that I've had said to me, "Oh, Sarah, will you look after my child?" You know, I'm just like, well, no. Not like that, but you know, I do just want to concentrate on my babies when I do. So I haven't gone down the childminding route, although I would have loved to if I had the space. To be honest, if I had the space, I probably would take, you know, 2 or 3 children every week. extra, if that was something that I really needed to do to make extra money, and I had the space, and it was something that both my husband and I decided that would be good for me to do, I would do that. I really actually would do it. So childminding is a great one. You know, you're a mother already, you're homeschooling, you know, you've got your schedules, you've got your plannings, and you know, having another child in, you know, 3-4 days a week, it doesn't have to be full-time. It could be, if it's a parent who works part-time, you can have the child part-time. If it's a parent who works full-time, if that's something that you'd like to do, you can always do that full-time. So that's my advice, you know, on how to make a living while homeschooling. Homeschooling doesn't mean you're gonna be broke. Homeschooling doesn't mean you're not gonna have 2 incomes coming in. It's all down to choice, okay? It really is all down to choice. If your husband or your wife has a great job and you've got all your finances in order and all your debts are paid off and things like that, and you can live on 1 income, well then, you know, you're living your best life. You know, so you know, you don't have to worry about a secondary income coming in. However, if you're not in that position, and you know, you both, yourself and your husband, or yourself and your partner, really feel like homeschooling is the route that you want to go down, but you're worried about your financial situations and you're worried about your financial status, then you know, these are some of the things that I've said here I think would be absolutely brilliant and benefit you 100%, you know. So again, I'll just say them again. So that's working part-time job, self-employment, using your creative gifts and abilities to make extra money, learning a new skill, working at nights, offering your services online, writing ebooks, and childminding. Those are just a few. I'm sure there's many more things that we could do if we wanted to. So that's where I'm going to leave that video, guys. I really felt like this is the time, this is the season to really share this. People are at home right now that aren't earning any money due to the fact that their company or their employer couldn't pay them during this season and they've let them go. So if you found yourself in that position and you're watching this video right now, you know, while you're at home, it's your opportunity to learn a new skill, go online, find a new online course, learn it and apply those skills to your life to make yourself extra money that you will enjoy. You know, a lot of people do makeup, Avon, or they sell different multi-level marketing products, you know, and they jump on that bandwagon, and they just get on with things. Guys, I really hope this video has been informative. Please leave your comments below. Let me know how you're getting on during this lockdown season. Let me know how you're making money. Let me know how your homeschooling situation is going. Let's talk about it, and I hope to see you again soon. Thank you so much for taking your time out to watch this video. I almost forgot, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you again soon. I like doing that.